According to City News, a man and a woman are facing dozens of charges in a $7.8 million Ponzi scheme targeting investors in Alberta and BC, British Columbia, after they turned themselves in, according to Edmonton police. So, what happened here? Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're doing amazeballs. So, I need to speak out about this scam that has been all over the news for the last 24 hours, non-stop. So without further ado, I'm gonna roll that intro and we will get right into it.
Karma's a bitch.
Officers say the pair offered securities in the form of promissory notes to guarantee investors a set return on their investment, which was presented as a real estate flip. Police allege the scheme was often run under the company name Group Venture Incorporated and is believed to have been run from 2008 to 2020. Edmonton police say they became aware of the scam in 2020. It is believed to have been run out of Edmonton and Kelowna, BC. Police say some victims were located in Nevada and even as far as Australia. 56-year-old Curtis Gordon Quigley and 56-year-old Kathleen Treadgold turned themselves in just this past Wednesday, the 30th of August, 2023. The two are being charged with 80 counts of fraud over $5,000 and 1 count of laundering proceeds of crime. For those that are maybe unaware of how a Ponzi scheme works, it works on the premise of providing initial financial gain, so most victims believe the investment to be profitable and then invest additional principal. In most Ponzi schemes, some initial investors will receive a full return on their investments, and the fraudster then uses those individuals as references to convince the more skeptical investors to buy in. Investigators remind investors that investment opportunities should provide some form of verification, using a real estate listing and land title as an example whenever you purchase real estate. Prospective investors should also research the company to confirm that it is a legal entity by searching on Google to see if the company pops up, checking with the Better Business Bureau, and doing a corporate search to see if the business is legally registered. If you have been victimized by this fraud, please do call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. I'll leave the website down below. This is the couple that ripped everyone off. This is them here. So what would happen is the investors were told a non-existent company would lowball elderly home sellers who were moving into care homes and flip the homes for a profit. Wednesday, the Edmonton Police Service announced Curtis Quigley and Kathleen Treadgold, both 56, are facing 80 counts of fraud over $5,000 and 1 count of laundering proceeds of crime for allegedly running a Ponzi scheme from October 2008 to December 2020. It was a real estate scheme and it was run through the company Group Venture Inc. and it is allegedly a non-existent corporate entity. It has not been registered at all. Insolvency trustees are assigned a bankrupt person's assets to sell. They can then distribute any money they recover to creditors. Quigley and Treadgold are referred to as common law spouses in the court filings, so they're a couple. The trustee states Quigley secured investments by claiming he had a source who could consistently provide real estate investment opportunities that involved elderly sellers who needed to move into senior care homes and therefore needed to sell quickly. The properties could thus be purchased at low prices and resold for significant profits, potentially after renovation. The money collected from investors was meant to be held in trust and then used to purchase real estate around Edmonton. But instead, the money was used to repay past investors and to pay for the living expenses of this lovely couple right here. Yeah, you paid for those teeth and that hair. The trustee claims no actual properties were ever purchased. There were no investment opportunities at all. The money received from investors was not used to purchase residential real property in Edmonton or anywhere else. No profits were realized. The money received from later investors was used to repay, in whole or in part, amounts owed to earlier investors. And that's what a Ponzi scheme is, right? Monies were deposited, withdrawn, and transferred amongst Quigley's 11 financial institutions using means and methods consistent with efforts to conceal source of funds and obfuscate the nature of the scheme. The scheme collapsed when new investments were not generated in sufficient volume to keep prior investors at bay, as all Ponzi schemes tend to collapse when new investors are no longer coming in, because that's how they pay the old ones, right? So by 2020, this whole thing collapsed. Quigley allegedly owed a substantial amount of money to a number of people, as you can imagine. Through the court, Stephanie Roticker successfully secured a bankruptcy order against Quigley in June of 2020 after she alleged she had advanced a series of unsecured loans to him that had not been paid back on time. As of March 31st of 2020, he claimed he owed her $1.59 billion. In her application, Roticker also included affidavits from Shane and Shannon Stiles and Thomas Allen Norgard, who claimed Quigley also owed substantial monies to them. Not clear if any of the debts Quigley owed were ever paid back. The Edmonton Police Service was investigating Quigley and Treadgold in 2020, and in October of the same year, police executed search warrants at Quigley's home while securing production orders compelling his banks to turn over banking records. Court records from the trustee state that over the 12 years the scheme was run, Quigley gave creditors 2,508 promissory notes involving 518 transactions, and the scheme involved an overall money movement of $174,278,598. Well, the Edmonton Police Service referred to the scheme as a $7.8 million Ponzi scheme. Total losses may have been much higher, according to the trustee's filings. The claims received by the trustee to date totaled $25,883,801.90, the trustee states. For many creditors of these scammers, the sum invested in the scheme represented their life savings and or monies relied upon for their retirement. It's disgusting to steal this much money from this many people. The trustee says at the time of bankruptcy, Quigley's assets were limited to a boat, a motorcycle, and a half interest in a home on Kelowna's Bedford Road, which he shared with Treadgold. Well, the trustee and the Edmonton Police Service, by way of Wednesday's charges, have accused Treadgold of being an active participant in the Ponzi scheme. Treadgold denies all knowledge of being part of any alleged scheme in her own court filing and denies to the best of her knowledge that such a scheme exists and that she had any role in the alleged misappropriation of funds. How'd you pay for them teeth and that hair, honey? How'd you do that? The trustee notes that Quigley has refused to comply with his obligations through the bankruptcy process. The trustee identified 92 creditors involved in the scheme. Of these, with assistance from the Edmonton Police, the trustee determined 18 of these parties were net winners in the scheme, meaning they received payments in excess of what they invested. As such, the trustee has filed civil suits against these people in an attempt to recoup their winnings to pay back some of the losses the others face. Quigley and Treadgold both turned themselves over to the Edmonton Police Service Wednesday. They were both released from custody on a number of conditions, and both are scheduled to make their first appearance in Edmonton court on October 11th of course, this year, 2023. And I will, of course, keep you updated with this case and let you know what happens on October 11th. I personally think that they need to get reprimanded and pay back all of the money that they stole from all of these people, maybe even a little bit extra just for the trouble, and pay all of their legal fees. I hope that those two scammers lose their case in court. But this is happening in British Columbia and Edmonton right now. So if you are in that area and you know someone that may have been a part of this, be sure to send them this video. Make sure you do all them YouTube things. Again, I'll keep you guys updated on this going forward, and no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you're having a fantastic day and that you continue to. I love all of you, and I'll see you all really, really soon. At least I don't lie when I say that, huh? Bye! And fuck these real estate scammers, man.
They call me a god. They call me a god. I'm about to go off like a weapon.
Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex, haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god.